This is a magazine review of Infinity. This is issue 32, came out in January 2021. Obviously, it's the latest issue and covers a variety of different stories. So you've got obviously science fiction themed ones. You've got here Land of the Giants, you've got Sweet Cigarettes, Richard Donner, you've got Discworld, and many, many more. And I'm just going to go through this magazine. 66 pages, really brilliant little mag of British, predominantly, obviously, Land of the Giants being an American, but these are shows that, of course, were very popular here. I don't think it does too many articles about shows that are not particularly well known, because, of course, some shows never turned up here. And obviously, things like Superboy comes to mind. I would love to have seen that series. But, however, Dark Side, their companion magazine, or some. It's a horror-themed one, absolutely brilliant as well. Now, apparently, that's out on sale as well. So, on sale now, it says. And of course, you've got Dawn of the Dead. Love that film. One of my favourite films, but didn't see it in the shop. But anyway, I will look for that. And you've got all those what's in the magazine. So, then on to Welcome section, and then Infinity News. And you've got to hear about Masterful. That sounds quite good, with all the masters. So, audio, oops, can't see it. There's Masterful. Also David Prowse, of course, because he died this last year. So great little article about him there. And then on to the actual Geoff Love. It's got a lovely article about all of its records. Absolutely superb. I've got a couple of these ones still. These records were part MFP. They put loads and loads of them out. You've got Bond movie themes. You've got superheroes ones. Big disco movie hits and often like this big Western movie themes. You've got obviously the Magnificent Seven, Big Country, just great, absolutely amazing bits of music. I love it, absolutely love it. And there's also some I've never seen before. Things like here, big suspense movie themes, one I'm not familiar with. Big Terror, I remember that one, big terror movie ones. And then on to the next page, you've got here top TV themes. I love those. These are albums that I think must have been in lots of people's houses, probably. You know, because of course, before the internet and all listening to it, unless the show was on, you wouldn't be able to listen to the music again. So, like Persuaders and Leading Line, if they were gone, that was it. They were gone. They weren't shown, repeated. There's not BritBox and there's not Netflix with all these old shows on. See, Match of the Day, Strange Report. Some of these shows were on for a bit and then they're off. So you've got these great albums, and you didn't have DVDs, of course, or video VHS tapes. And this one, big war movies. Love that one. Great article about Geoff Love. Absolutely amazing. It's great to go back and listen to some of those great bits of music. Then you got Letters, which is always good to read. And then Jason King. Got a great article about Jason King. And I was quite surprised reading about Jason King. It was only 26 episodes. Really quite surprising. You've got a lovely episode guide. I love episode guides. So it's a real great inclusion of that. Quite surprised. Actually, some of the stories sound really good. I must check them out again. I don't know if Jason King's on at the moment. I haven't seen him on, maybe he's on one of these obscure channels. You might find Jason King. And of course, there's always the DVD. So, Italian Horrors. Loved that book. Absolutely recommended. Check that book out because it's just full of Italian films are really weird. I have to say, I have no idea what's going on. Most of the stories I quite watch, a number of them, especially they've got like on Amazon, you've got some of those, and of course, DVD collections. And you just watch them and think, what the? Absolutely no idea. But they are brilliant. They are so odd. Love them. Irwin Allen, you've got a little article there about Land of the Giants. I loved Irwin Allen. Time Tunnel, one of my favourites. Also Lost in Space. It was unusual. Actually, I prefer the newer series of Lost in Space, but it was certainly of its time, the old one. Very quirky, weird. And Land of the Giants was not so... But it sounds quite good, actually, reading this. I didn't realise a lot of stuff in this. And... thinking I really must check it out again. So all bits about merchandise in here as well. Just great. It's about 6 pages. Brilliant. Then model section. Not something that's particularly of interest to me, but if you're into models, this one is resident model expert Andy Pearson. Talked about stick figures made of wood and hedgehogs on wheels. Okay. I don't think they're real hedgehogs on wheels. However, you've got a lovely skeleton there. And then you've got obviously subscribe to the magazine. And I love these posters as well. They do some really great posters like the Goonies there. So you've got the Goonies poster. Great put on your wall. I mean, why not? Just cover your wall with all these lovely classic old posters. So very nice. And also it's got reviews here. You've got 2001, Pennyworth. I've got that DVD. Excellent, excellent, excellent. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Day of the Triffids. Yet to see that. I haven't seen that for ages. I remember watching 1981, but I have to say, I haven't seen it for so long. Superman, Man of Tomorrow. I was going to say Man of Terror, but Man of Tomorrow would probably be more helpful. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Short Treks. Got all the Discovery ones there. Of course, you've got Captain Pike there. And then you've got Total Recall. Logan's Run. I bought the DVD, Blu-ray. Logan's Run. Welcome to the 23rd century. I love that thing. As it says here, it actually says something saying about the show, there's lots of people who love Logan's Run. Oh, I'm one of them. I must admit, it's one of those films that everything in it is wrong. One of those films you just look at and think, box. Peter Ustinov. Everything about it. Even Jenny Hugser. And Michael York. There's lots of things you think. Now, I expect if they remade it and made it very, obviously, higher budget and made it look, I'd probably not enjoy it. It's just something about that film that's just so quirky, so odd. I love the city. I love everything about the Sandman story. I love the books. And I think if they remade it, I probably would not. Well, maybe I would. I don't know. But it's one of those films that just always a favourite. Everyone has favourite films, and that's one of mine. So you got along with Dawn of the Dead until 1970s. So you got Sweet Cigarettes. The curse of people's teeth, especially mine. And it's just, they had loads of these. And you always had these cards in. I loved all those cards. And you'd have to think, and obviously Space 1999. Of course, you can still get them. Like adding to childhood obesity, which was very true, and obviously bad teeth as well, probably didn't help. Space Race, and there was loads of them. Obviously, Captain Scarlet ones there, Stingray, you've got great examples. And you've got lots and lots of examples, Superman ones. Now, some were on different sort of thicknesses of cards. Sometimes you had real quality ones, and then others always seemed to be they weren't always the greatest condition. UFO. I guess a lot of these are very collectible now. I collected odd ones. I have to say I didn't get all of them. You know, I picked up the odd one. I didn't like that sweet cigarette taste. There was something just... But, of course, let's say you can still get, I think what they're called now, candy sticks. Of course, you can still get them. You got here about Richard Donner. You've got, obviously, 10,000 in gold coin. Don't know what that. Superman, of course, brilliant film. Love that one. Lethal Weapon. Then the Britain's House of Mouse. This is a part 2 article, and this is about Cosgrove Hall. Lots of series that I must admit, I have to put my hand. I have never watched Rocky and the Dodos. Nope. Welcome to Discworld, a short based on. And so you've got lots of great examples here, and lots of information. I love these ones. The animation, Doctor Who animations, just brilliant. I love those series. Just great. George Formby, just brilliant. Past Masters of Comedy. And I like the fact they include this. It's really good that they include these sort of articles about people like George Formby. I mean, wow. It'd be really terrible if they didn't. And hopefully they will go for a whole heap of people that really deserve. Obviously, George Formby, everyone knows about who George Formby is. So that's just great, the article. And then we got into Invisible Man from Uncle. Lovely combination of the characters. And of course, you've got to mention here the Gemini Man. I remember that one. Sapphire and Steel, of course, annual 1981. And and God, he's been in lots of things, old Dave McCallum. I think really, really, and of course, I love that film, Invisible Man. They got the poster, obviously, Invisible Man film that recently come out. I don't know what it is. Super Season on NBC4, The Invisible Man New, and obviously Dave McCallum. I assume, maybe, I don't know if there's a DVD set of those. However, got all the last issues, obviously, Infinity, collection, digital downloads. So back issues and digital downloads. So I don't know if the digital downloads are what the price in each are. Oh, £6 for back issues here. Obviously now it might change by who knows, but only £2 for digital downloads. So if there's a series like $6 Million Man, Buck Rogers, there's Barbarella one, there's Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. There's obviously, and they've got lots of articles you've seen. I've gone through this, and you've got David Prowse. He was obviously one in issue 9. Now, it's weird that they haven't included all of them, but I don't know if every issue is available. So maybe issue 3 is available in download. I have no idea. It would be weird if it's not. But maybe that's the case. But The Avengers, Honor Blackman, obviously John Pertwee recently, Mysterious Island, also Logan's Run, my favourite. I love that TV series. Again, a series that doesn't work, shouldn't work in any shape or form. And yet I thoroughly enjoyed it, actually, in a weird, quirky way. So, then on to some more books that I brought out. Ghoulish, hit myself in the eye. Ghoulish Publishing. The Invasion one, so it's all about invasion. Guide to Visitors from Space. Friendly Face of Fear. The Haunted House of Horror. Beyond Hammer and Amicus. And the History of Horror on the Small Screen. So lots of really good books to check out. Obviously available via their website, darksidemagazine.com. So worth checking out. And also then, of course, you've got a little article about the next issue, issue 33, landing it on the 18th of February, according to this. And you got On the Buses. Now, that was a series that I was never a fan of, but occasionally you watch episodes, occasionally it turns up on TV, you watch On the Bus, you think, oh. However, lots of people love it. There's lots of series that rise and down, but I enjoyed that. So I bet other people look at it and go, but I enjoyed that. And why not? So it's great that these series are, and also here, The Day the Earth Stood Still. I love that film. Good character as well. And you got here all about on the Blackman again, Patrick and the Strange World of Novelty Genre-Related Singles. So that will be interesting. Kinky Boots, one that, and Thunderbirds, Cliff Richards and the Shadows. So that sounds really good. And then on the back, there's an advertising for Hemlock Books, the Fantastic 50s. Obviously a magazine there. So this is absolutely, as every month I love Invented. It's always one that I must admit, I rush down to the shops. I look at the date when it says listed, and I go down the shops and screen. Sometimes disappointed, I get there and suddenly, where is it? Why isn't it there? But of course, the world is at the moment, we've obviously got all the problems. There are a lot worse problems than finding that I can't find my magazine. So, but occasionally I go down and I think, I always look forward to this magazine, and I don't really like getting it sent or anything. I must admit, I'm not one for getting subscriptions in the post and that sort of stuff. But I do like to still go down and get the thing. And of course, it's part of my essential shopping. So people would disagree, I'm certain, and say it's not essential. But I think magazines and reading material, for me, is definitely essential. And WH Smith is still open. Not obviously, there's other places as well. There's lots of other newsagents. May there be many, many more. I would miss newsagents. So, Infinity, brilliant magazine, issue 32. Absolutely loved it.